Who are you? Has anyone ever asked you that before? I mean, not like what's your name or what activities are you involved in, but I mean, like, who are you? Like, who are you deeply? Who would you define yourself to be? Would you use words to describe your character? Would you use activities that you're engaged in? Would you use your family history to define who you are? Who are you? Well, I am Rosella Poston, and I often define myself as a child of God, made in God's amazing image, beautifully loved and created and gifted for service in this world. I will be with you at Cyclops 2010, and I am one of the track leaders for the Servant Deepening experience that you will have. The goal of this track is to go deeper, to struggle and grapple and really figure out what it is to be a servant. What does it mean to live a life of service? The theme for this year's event is Reformation Now. We are Lutheran by denominational heritage, and we are children of Martin Luther, that great reformer that stood up in the face of what he thought was injustice, that he felt as though the gospel was being perverted, and he felt as though people were not able to grasp with the holy word in a way that they could understand it. So as we think about what does it mean to be reformers, as we think about what does it mean to be people of faith that live out lives and acts of service, I want to ask you again, who are you? How do you understand service? How do you understand servanthood? How do you understand the other? What does it mean to be an authentic relationship in ways that change our lives, change the very being of ourselves? The text that we're using for this event comes from the book of Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, and I'd like to share it with you now just briefly, and this is from the Message version, very plain language, but beautifully written. It reads like this: "So here's what I want you to do, God helping you, mind you. Take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, your eating, going to work and school, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing that you can do. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what God wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you, develops well-formed maturity in you." As we think about what does it mean to be reformers, and as you prayerfully consider what track you want to participate in at Cyclops, I'd like for you to struggle honestly and realistically with the question of who are you? More importantly, whose are you? And what does that mean for your life of service? How does that impact you? How are you called to be transformed and to be an agent of transformation in the world? There's a speech that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave where he talks about service and talking about the greatness that we wish for really can be sought by becoming servants. I'd like for you to watch the accompanying video clip and think about these questions. Again, who are you? How would you define yourself? What does it mean for you to be great? How does our culture talk about being great? And how does our faith talk about being great? And who do you define as other in your life? Again, who are you? How does our culture talk about being great, and how does our faith talk about being great? And who do you define as other in your life? I look forward to hearing your thoughts and to meeting you in Nebraska in a few weeks. If you're interested in responding by video, I encourage you to record yourself answering those questions and share your thoughts by uploading the link on YouTube and sending it in. You can send it to your Synod advisor and they can email it to us so that we can share it and watch it and view it. May God be with you as you go through the next few weeks before we meet, and I pray that you seriously contemplate what does it mean to be transformed by the Creator God that breathed life into us and gifted us. And again, think about who are you and what does it mean? Thank you.